Good morning, children. So today we will be moving to the part formal and informal credit, who gets what. So as we saw that the graph 2, this graph 2 shows the importance of formal and informal sources of credit for people in the urban areas. The people are divided into 4 groups from poor to rich as shown in the figure. Poor household, household with few assets, well-off households, rich households. So, they have been divided into 4 groups. Now, in the urban areas. So, we can see that 85% of the loans taken by the poor households in the urban areas are from informal sources. See, purple is the formal sector, blue is the informal sector. So, see, 85% from informal sector in the poor households in urban areas. In households with few assets, 53%. See, those who have a few assets, their loan from informal sector is a bit less, and formal sector more or less nice. Well-off households, they take maximum 32% from the banks and 28% informal. Rich households, 90% banks and 10% informal. So, we can see that 85% of the loans taken by the poor households in the urban areas are from the informal sector. See. See, blue part, 85%. In the loans taken by the poor households in the urban areas. Compared with that, the rich urban households, we find that only 10% of the loans are taken from the informal sector, while 90% are from formal sources. A similar pattern is also found in the rural areas. The rich households are availing cheap credit from the formal lenders, whereas the poor households have to pay a large amount of the borrowing. So whatever is the scenario in the urban areas, the same is followed in the rural areas also. So whatever is followed in the urban sector, the same is followed in the rural areas also. In the rural areas also, the poor households take maximum of their loans from the informal sector, and the rich households take loans from the formal sector. So here thus it is clear to you from the 4 groups in which the population has been divided. You can see the 4 groups within which the population has been divided and who takes from where the credit. The percentage is also allotted. So it is very clear that formal and informal credit is taken by whom and at what percentages. Now what does this suggest? First, the formal sector still meets only about half of the total credit needs of the rural people. The remaining credit needs are met from informal sources. Most loans from the informal lenders carry a very high interest rate and do little to increase the income of the borrowers. Thus, it is necessary that banks and cooperatives increase their lending, particularly in the rural areas, so that the dependence on the informal sources of credit reduces. So, as we see from the chapter or from the graph, as from the graph it is very clear that till now the banks and the cooperatives has not been able to reach maximum part of the population. Still the poor households have to take resort to money lenders and traders for their small loans. Means they have to take resort to informal sector for their small loans. So that is why what has to be done? Because as these money lenders charge very high interest rate, the rural or the poor people fall into debt trap. So what has to be done? Banks has to be set up in the rural areas. More banks has to be set up in the rural areas. Cooperative societies has to be set up so that people, poor people as well as the rural people are aware of the benefits of taking loan from the banks. Because the interest rate is also low, the term period is long by which you can repay the loan. So they have to get aware. And if the banks are made in the rural areas, set up in the rural areas as well as the cooperative societies, they can extend loans to the people at cheap rates. So, and it will also enhance the banking habits of the poor people and the rural people. Thus, it is necessary that banks and cooperatives increase their lending, particularly in the rural areas, so that the dependence on the informal sector, that the people are dependent on the informal sector, that should reduce. Secondly, while formal sector loans need to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receives these loans. At present, it is the richer households who receive the formal credit, whereas the poor have to depend on informal sources. It is important that the formal credit is distributed more equally so that the poor can benefit from the cheaper loans. So not only by setting up banks in the rural areas and the banks lending to the people is not enough. Till now, from the graph we saw that the rich people were availing the loans from the formal sector. Okay, 90%. Now, not only the rich people, the poor people should also get this. They are not aware of the paperwork. They should be made under. They should be explained properly how they can apply for loans, how they can get credit, what is the interest rates. Okay, so each and every one should get. So there must be an equal distribution of the thing, so that the poor can also benefit from the cheaper loans. Okay. Now we will be moving to the self-help groups for the poor.